Hello, my name is Jasmine Atilano, and my group is Amber Ariasa, Jackie De La Rosa, and Julissa Bartolo. And we are currently doing the Promise Zone presentation in the current zip code of 90003. And this would be the journey to help those individuals in poverty in this zip code and what goals we can find to help reach those in need, and we are group 7. So for the demonstrating the needs of our zip code 90003, the income that was shown in the sources that was given to us was that their income was $29,447 in a median household income, and it is very low for Los Angeles and low for the county. In sex and ethnicity, I was able to find the percentage of Black and Latino people are high for the county, or and the percentage of men and women are 50% each. So it's even on both sides. And for the education, 2.8% of residents 25 and older have a 4-year degree, and it is also the lowest for Los Angeles and low for the county. The percentage of residents 25 and older with less than a high school diploma is high for the county. Continuing on why we need to focus on the needs of this particular zip code is the age. The particular medium age is 30 years old, and the percentage of is 61% of individuals ranging from ages 18 to 64. For housing and families, the average household is the size of 3.8 people, high for the city of Los Angeles and high for the county. There are 2,441 families headed by single parents. The rate is 28.1% high for the city of Los Angeles and high for the county. As for transportation, the mean to travel to work is 30 minutes. The percentage of individuals that drive alone is 65%. Carpooling alone is 12%. Public transit is 12%, and other is 2%. And I think this is very important for us to try to get that help for them, especially for people who live in single families, and for transportation that could be very difficult.
Hi everybody, my name is Amber. So for this slide, it's our goal 1 and plan 1. Consistent participation in after-school programs leads to improved academic outcomes, including reading performance, homework completion, and school attendance for youth in high poverty communities. High-quality after-school programs support social-emotional development through improved motivation, behavior, and self-regulations, contributing to a stronger overall well-being. Increased access to structured academic and mentorship opportunities help to reduce early educational inequalities, particularly in underserved communities such as our zip code 90003. Expanding awareness and accessibilities of available programs is expected to improve youth academic confidence, provide safe supervision, and strengthen long-term developmental outcomes.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jackie. So, for our goal to and plan 2, research shows that community food programs can reduce food insecurity, which is important because kids who don't have consistent access to food are more likely to struggle with their health, emotions, and their schoolwork. When families receive steady access to nutritious food, household stress goes down, which helps children stay focused, regulate their emotions better, and feel more stable overall. Studies also highlight that community based food support helps build stronger social networks for families living in poverty, which is a protective factor for kids as they grow and develop. Continuing on to Goal 2 and Plan 2, by increasing awareness and involvement with feeding our friends on the outside, the community can come together to donate more resources, support local families, and make sure children in the 9003 area have what they need to stay healthy and thrive. Compared to nearby zip codes like 9007, the 9003 community has fewer grocery stores and has higher rates of food insecurity, showing why expanding food support programs is especially important here. Bringing attention to these differences between communities helps show how adding more food resources in 9003 can help reduce unequal access to basic needs.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalissa, and I will be talking about the accountability for Plan 1. So, on this slide, I focused on the program enrollment and attendance and the academic performance indicators. To start off with the program enrollment and attendance, um, we wanted to see if the program is truly accessible for students. And in order to do that, would monitor the total enrollment, the weekly attendance, and the retention rates. By doing so, we can understand whether students are coming consistently and staying engaged over time. Research shows that when students attend regularly, they benefit in meaningful ways. For example, they build stronger reading skills, they get better at homework completion, and they improve overall school attendance. So, tracking these numbers help us to see if our efforts are actually making a huge impact. Moving on to the academic performance indicators, this slide explains how we would measure that side of the program. So, by taking a look at the quarterly grades, the homework logs, and the reading assessment scores, this will allow us to see if the participation is helping students grow academically. These indicators are especially important for youth in under resourced communities where extra support can make a huge difference. So, by collecting this data, we can understand whether the program is improving academic outcomes and identifying any areas where students may need additional support. So, to continue the accountability for Plan 1, um, on this slide, I focused on the social, emotional, behavioral data and the family and community engagement. So, on the social, emotional, and behavioral side of the program, the way that we would do this is that we would track teacher behavior reports, school climate surveys, and student self assessments. So, in doing so, these tools would help us to understand how students are doing in areas like motivation, behavior, and self regulation. Based on some research, it shows that high quality after school programs can strengthen these social emotional skills, which is why monitoring this data is super important. Now, for family and community engagement, we take a look at the attendance at each informational session, at the completion of parent surveys, and at the participation in program events. So, this will allow us to see whether our outreach efforts are working and whether families feel aware of and connected to the program. Family and community engagement plays a big role in accessibility and student success, which is why tracking this will let us know if we're reaching the families we need to support the most.
I was able to find in two particular articles about nonprofit organizations and how there's such a social impact that increase new relationships and understatement of a successful community. And that sharing connection of nonprofit organizations creates resilience and thrives with new research to power networks. The homeless service organizations give individual service providers that promote understanding and respect of their traumatic experiences to acknowledge emotional support. And lastly, the service and connections provide natural engagement that targets directly to mental health issues and also provide medical and financial assistance. And I believe that nonprofit organizations, especially for those individuals who are in under the line of poverty or in poverty in our current zip code, will be able to help them socially and would able to provide them with that new connections where they could talk about their traumatic experiences, or if they could talk about, what they might be going through, and having those people to be able to relate to would be very effective. So I think this is a great way to put together of all these, you know, assistance and support.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
listening to our
much, and I hope you
presentation.
enjoyed.
Bye.